That's a peanut butter cookie.
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
All
right, that's delicious.
Peanut butter cookie. Peanut butter cookie.
It's a special cookie because Wifey Sauce got it for us.
Yeah.
And she did it because she thinks we're great.
Yep. That's the only reason why.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us. This is Awesome Hardware, episode number 156. If it's your first time watching, then good. Thank you for being here. This is a live show, so we stream it live every week on Tuesday evening at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. We stream to twitch.tv/awesomehardware, and we also stream simultaneously to our YouTube channel. So right now, the first half of episode 156 going to my channel, Paul's Hardware. In an hour or so, we'll switch to side B, and that will be streamed to Kyle's channel, Bitwit. It's a collaborative effort we've been doing for quite a while, and we're going to keep doing it because it involves just some casual drinking. We drink beer, we talk about technology. Occasionally we use adult language, so if you are offended by that sort of thing, then don't watch. Or if you have kids especially, earplugs, or I don't know what you do. But you don't want the kids to hear any of the words we're saying because it's evil. But cheers, and thank you all for being here today on this lovely Tuesday evening, July 24th, 2018. Are you going to
I was waiting for you to finish your damn toast sentence thing, and then I was going to clink you.
Oh, clinky. That's all. I'm
Cheers.
done.
Well said, Paul.
Currently drinking Sierra Nevada Summerfest Crisp Lager.
It is summer.
Since it is summer, bit of a heat wave here in Southern California. But real quick, before we get going with the actual tech news, I just made a weird noise with my throat. If you like our stuff, if you want to help support us, if you want to get yourself some nice merchandise, go to our stores and buy stuff. If you buy during the show, we'll give you a little shout out at the end. We shout Johnson. Don't ask why. And shirts, mugs, pint glasses, bottle openers. It's all good stuff. Constantly get positive feedback from it. And we thank you for your support. And we hope you enjoy the merch. paulshardware.net, though, is my website. bitwit.tech/store. It's Kyle's.
Actually, you can just go to bitwit.tech now.
Oh, just go to bitwit.tech.
The store is now the homepage. I followed in your footsteps, Paul.
Both given up on any semblance of ever putting any effort into a website.
There's just no point.
It's just a store.
Till we get really, really, really sick of YouTube instead of just really, really sick of YouTube.
And then, but then it'll be like a retro thing to go back to written website stuff.
I don't think we'll ever go that.
You know, I don't know.
Whoa there.
We'll see how that goes.
Calm yourself.
But
thank you. Wifey Sauce brought us these beautiful glasses, all nice and clean.
These are available on the store.
You can also buy on the site.
You know, it would be nice if we had
right
a bottle opener to open these bottles with.
How did you open the last two?
I used the bottle opener on my keychain, which I could easily grab right now if I wasn't giving you the opportunity to plug your bottle opener, which is literally just in front of you to the left on the desk right there.
Instead, I grabbed the NVIDIA GeForce one.
GTX one.
I'm just so used to
which we do not sell on our website, so it's not available.
But I do sell the cool Gamer Evolution ones on the site. So.
Which is way better than the NVIDIA one.
Makes bottle opening way easier than this opener of the exact same shape with a different logo on it. Different design.
All right, I have just a smidgen of things to talk about today. The first segment, as indicated by... that's wrong.
Shut up.
Why?
Don't we have one announcement?
Oh yeah, we have a big announcement. Hold on. But while I'm in the middle of changing this, I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
R, there we go. Okay. All right, yes, a big announcement.
Yep.
So everyone occasionally makes donations using the YouTube donation thing while we do our stream. Mm-hmm. And this week, to celebrate our moderator's birthday, self-processing, and we just decided this before the show, all donations are going to sell for his birthday. So if you guys donated on the stream, as Guido Salducci just did, little did he know that $5 is going to sell.
Yep.
So I want to say a big thank you to Sel. He's been moderating our stream for quite a while.
He's the best.
He does a good job, and we like him, and we like the things he does. And to say happy birthday, we're gonna just give him some cold hard cash because what better way to say I love you, right?
Yeah, that's true. Money speaks volume.
Money.
Oh, I should also mention this was Wifey Sauce's idea to do the donations for Sel. But if it weren't for me and Paul, it would have never happened anyway. So
We take credit.
Really, yeah, we're
Sorry.
our best. So
We approved it.
we did. Yeah.
So, and that would obviously wouldn't happen if that didn't.
Life is us is useless and powerless without both of our.
She's your wife. You have to.
That's how
you
I
have
like
to
to
go home
keep
with
it.
her.
I keep it
Maybe,
that
so
way. Yeah,
please,
no.
Please keep digging.
My June will definitely
Alright.
change in a few hours. But happy birthday, Sal.
Happy birthday, Sal.
Everyone donate to Sal.
All right, let's get into my stuff I'm going to talk about. The rumor mill is the first segment because the stuff we're going to talk about in here is all rumors.
It is.
Probably not even true. Probably just
Pointless to even
blowing
talk
smoke
about
up your ass. But first story here from TechRadar.com about AMD Zen 2. I personally am excited about Zen 2 because I have been very happy with all of the Zen-based things that AMD has released over the past, I don't know, year and a half or so. Zen 2 is supposed to be 7 nanometer, which is cool. Original Zen first generation Ryzen stuff and first generation Threadripper stuff was built on a 14 nanometer process. That was original Zen. Zen Plus, which is what the second gen stuff is based on, is 12 nanometer. So it's a small die shrink, not huge, but a bit. So dropping it down to 7 nanometers could mean many different things when it comes to power efficiency. I hope it does not mean bad things when it comes to like yields and their ability to actually produce these, because lots of us know that Intel has had just a dilly. They've had a dilly of a pickle, to quote Flanders, getting their 10 nanometer stuff up and running. So we should point out from the echo here that this is according to a Chinese forum user on ChipHell. That's where ChipHell's website in Chinese. A lot of rumors originate from there. Some are true, some are not. So again, since this is the rumor mill, everything should be taken with a grain of salt. But the upcoming 7 nanometer Zen 2 architecture is said to potentially be making 16-core processors the norm for AMD's next-gen mainstream AM4 CPUs. So this is significant in multiple ways because AM4, when AMD launched it, they made a promise that it was going to be, it had a life cycle up till 2020. So whether that's the end of 2020 or the beginning of 2020, that's still a decent amount of time still left on this product life cycle. But a lot of people thought, or speculated that when the Zen Plus stuff came out, second generation Ryzen, the 2000 series CPUs, like I feel so on top of it this time, whereas when Kyle was talking about, was that last week? He
Yeah.
said,
Yeah, right.
and I was
Got all
completely baffled by it. But anyway.
All the names mixed up.
Point being, the second gen stuff has been pretty exciting. I mean, it's not like super amazingly better than the first gen stuff, but it was a nice step up, and it gave some nice options and some more memory compatibility. So people were happy with it. And I was kind of thinking like, all right, maybe that's all for Zen or for AM4 for their current platform, and they're gonna let this ride for a year or so, and then whatever next gen stuff comes out, they'll have a new platform for it. But if they're actually going to have third generation like Ryzen 3000 series processors on mainstream AM4, that's kind of interesting. Now, obviously, since this is all early and still speculation, we don't know, like, does that mean that like your 300 series chipset motherboards with AM4 are suddenly going to support 3000 series Ryzen 16 core processors? Like that seems like a little bit of a stretch to me. I could see it potentially being like, all right, whatever the third generation Ryzen stuff is going to be compatible with 400 series motherboards, because we'll get to it in just a sec. But there's a little bit more rumors based on that. But it is true that at Computex 2018, AMD did debut the very first 7 nanometer actual silicon, Zen 2 silicon. It was an EPYC processor, but all of the Ryzen Threadripper EPYC stuff right now is all based on the same Ryzen die that they originally made, that 8-core die that they use 1 of for mainstream processors or 4 of for Threadripper and EPYC stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if they could make a 14 nanometer architecture first gen Ryzen with 8 cores on that little die that they made for it, then it would stand to reason that if you shrank the process from 14 and half down to 7 nanometer, that you could have about the same size chip with double the cores. That's not an A to B comparison, but I mean, that is one of the benefits of the die shrink. So it doesn't seem like that big of a stretch, but I think the big question would be when would this actually be happening? And we don't know. I don't think we've heard of anything very soon when it comes to actual concrete release dates, apart from Threadripper 2 stuff, which AMD did say was coming in Q3. What did they say? Q3? Did they say August?
I don't even
Did
know.
they say July? Whatever. Soon. Threadripper 2.
The lines blur of what I can say and what I can't say.
Yeah, exactly.
But I wouldn't even be surprised if Zen 2 is somehow supported on like the X370 boards or something like that. I feel like AMD just like always surprises me with their backwards compatibility and how flexible their platforms are. And the reason also is because I don't think X470 is that much different than X370. So I feel like it wouldn't be completely far-fetched to think that it would be supported on both. Maybe certain features wouldn't work or work as well. Something with, maybe like the Precision Boost 3.0 or whatever they're going to call it later on doesn't function the same on an older chipset board or something like that. But I've been pretty pleasantly surprised by AMD and just how flexible they are with newer launches, which is like the total polar opposite model of Intel, right? I'd say in most cases. We're adding more cores. That warrants a completely new platform. You're going to have to buy a new motherboard and, gut out your system or whatever. So, I don't know, but we'll see. It'll be interesting.
So it's a great way for AMD to stick it to Intel and to point out an area that they have not been as kind to consumers by creating a product that doesn't do that, that has a little bit more forward compatibility. But it would be cool if you bought a 300 series board when they first became available to suddenly, like, 2+ years later, be like, hey, this new processor is coming out, I can still slot into that board. I don't see like a B350, like a $70 B350 board able to run a 16-core 3rd gen Ryzen chip, at full speed all the time. So sure. I don't know. We'll have to see what they actually do. But there's a little bit of official word from AMD, but not much. Their labs are now working on Zen. They're working Zen 2 into retail products. And then one other thing to point out, just as a follow-up, there's a Tech Power Up article also linked in the description. All the stories we're talking about, by the way, guys, are linked in the description if you want to read more. MSI dropped a bit of a hint about AMD increasing the AM4 CPU counts because they posted a video. This video has now been taken down, so that maybe they took it down because the video had actual legitimate information. But the video described an AMD B450 chipset supporting 8-core and up CPUs. It doesn't seem like they would put and up unless there's something more than 8 cores.
Yeah.
Or it was just something that was like poorly translated from Chinese to English or something, and it was actually meant up to 8 cores. That's possible too, but it's the rumor mill, so we're talking about rumors.
That's how it works.
So there you go. Zen 2.
Very interesting. A lot of stuff to ponder here.
Oh, we're pondering it.
Pondering
the shit out of it. Okay. Nice bit of rumor here. This one's from PC Perspective, I believe originally from WCCF Tech, who published what they claim is leaked GeForce GTX 1170 benchmarks by way of this mysterious-looking picture of a monitor screen here.
That's not a real monitor. Yeah,
it is slightly suspicious that it's a picture of a screen. But in this picture, you can see clearly listed the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1170. Obviously, that is irrefutable evidence that it exists and that this is a legitimate picture of a computer screen. Just to clarify, this was found on Polish hardware forums, quote unquote. I don't know if Poland has nationalized hardware forums or if the article is more specific, but whatever. If this screenshot is true, the results show this GTX 1170, long-rumored video card from NVIDIA. Now, this would be below a GTX 1180 in that product stack, in performance as well as price, but according to this result, it's $22,989 in, what is this, Firestrike? Yeah. That would actually be a higher score than a 1080 Ti. So that would be pretty impressive for 1170. Also, in the screenshot, you can see the memory listed here, 16,384 megabytes. So 16 gigs of memory Would also be a pretty big jump up, considering that even like your Titans right now have 12, or your 1180. I'm sorry, your 1080 Ti's have 11, and your 1080s and 1070s have 8 gigs respectively. So, all of that said, there's a lot of shadiness and potential reason for this not to be legitimate going on here. It's a picture of a monitor. Firestrike scores, as also demonstrated in the article, are very easy to manipulate. All you need to know is some basic HTML editing or have a web editor.
Why do they have Valley up? Like what are?
Obviously, they're in the middle of an intense benchmarking run with a bunch of different things, and they only had the split second to take the screenshot in between running their various benchmarks. I mean,
I don't know about that. Kind of looks like they're covering stuff up.
Oh, the Valley.
Probably like a giant, Adobe Photoshop logo.
Honestly, if they're fudging results here anyway, then it's not a whole lot.
All a moot point, but anyway.
But who knows? Yeah. Also pointed out, 3D Mark updates their database with different graphics cards as they're available. If you benchmark a graphics card with 3D Mark before it's actually released, or early enough that it's not in their database yet, it would not say NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1170 right here. It would say, like, I forget exactly what it says, unidentified graphics card or something like that.
Right.
So, yet another reason why this is potentially, excuse me, potentially not true, but
it's also leaking information that EVGA is perhaps a corporation.
it does. They do point the finger squarely at EVGA as far as the source of this leak. It says it's an EVGA corporation sourced video card.
Bold allegations, sir.
But obviously proves 16 gig GTX 1170s running at 2.5 gigahertz.
That sounds pretty damn
super sweet.
That sounds pretty damn fast.
Okay, one more rumor here. This one's
I don't know about that.
Directly from Hassan over at WCCF Tech.
Hassan!
This is about Intel's 9th generation flagship series of processors. Further confirmation, yet again, provided by the super legit source, Chinese website,
Chiphill.
Kulaler. No, this is Kulaler. Kulaler.com.
There's so many of them.
Who Hassan says is a source which has been legit with their previous leaks. So, you can accept that or you can think it's full of garbage, but we're going to keep going down these leaks here. They actually posted this bit of a chart about the 3 top-end SKUs from Intel's purported upcoming 9th generation flagship. Bear in mind, these are not die shrink CPUs. This is not Cannon Lake. This is still Coffee Lake. This is still a revision of Coffee Lake. Still 14 nanometer. Did I say that?
Yeah.
I think I did. Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But they said they're going to have at least 3 K SKUs, or K series SKUs, which would be unlocked. The top end one is the i9-9900K. Then they got the i7-9700K and the i5-9600K. 9900K is an 8-core, 16-thread processor. 9700K is 8 cores without your hyper-threading, so only 8 threads. And your 9600K is 6 cores and 6 threads. I feel like you're missing something like in a 6-core, 12-thread processor range or something. But anyway, 9900K, if this is accurate, will boost on 1 or 2 cores all the way up to 5 gigahertz at stock, which is fairly impressive. On all cores, it will go to 4.7 gigahertz. All these CPUs have a 95-watt TDP, and your 9700K will get up to 4.9 gigahertz on 1 or 2 cores, or on 1 core, I guess. And your 9600K will get up to 4.6 gigahertz on 1 core. 4.6 gigahertz all cores for the 9700K and 4.3 gigahertz all cores for the 9600K. There's a little bit more information in the chart here, such as their theorized prices of $450, $350, and $250 for these 3 processors respectively. 60 meg cache, 12 and 9 megs for the 9700K and 9600K. So I mean, this all seems within the realm of possibility. It also seems somewhat impressive. It also seems like if Intel's really hitting these higher frequencies with not that different of silicon versus what they've currently got, then maybe they really are doing like a soldered heat spreader or something like that to give themselves a little bit more thermal headroom.
Right.
That seems like a legitimate possibility there. There's been other rumored CPUs in this stack of 9000 series processors. And there's also some information in the article about what they think the 300 series Kaby Lake refresh will have as well. We're not sure about that still. There's been a rumored Z390 chipset but then we've heard that Z390 thing was scrapped and that it's still going to be Z370, but they'll have an updated requirement for Z370. So yeah, all this stuff is still up in the air, but it does seem like there is some stuff coming out from Intel, perhaps a little bit more of an answer back for the Ryzen stuff that AMD has had, because you know, they need higher core counts. They need to be able to come back at that, and you know, if they want to get my recommendation, then that's the way they got to go. So
Yeah.
there it is. That's all we have for rumor mill.
Cool.
So let's move on to some real news, which is
We can trust these ones.
perhaps slightly more trustworthy, but I don't really know. Most of this stuff is
It's all lies.
it's all from the internet, so
This is true. Everything's accurate on the internet.
don't have to say about that. All right. Here's an article from The Verge. Asus, Philips, as well as some other companies have been fined for price fixing in Europe.
Ooh.
Fine was handed down by the European Commission.
Busted.
They also recently handed Google a $5 billion antitrust fine. That was a record.
Wow.
And these 4 more fines for these 4 more companies were announced today. Yes, today. This is from the 24th. So, Asus is probably the company that you guys are maybe you work the most. I mean, Philips and Pioneer, obviously, they're pretty well known. Denon and Marantz, I don't know if they do much in the U.S. They weren't a company I was familiar with, but all 4 of these offending parties have admitted to interfering with the pricing of online retailers so as to maintain artificially high prices for their products. None of them worked together, so there was no collaboration or collusion going on between these 4 companies. No collusion! But
Collusion.
they all did get fined for the same thing, which is why it's all kind of grouped together in the same announcement. Asus intervened to prevent online retailers in Germany and France from selling its laptops and displays below its recommended resale prices. So basically try to maintain high prices. Denon and Marantz kept the pricing of their headphones and speakers in Germany and the Netherlands higher than the market could otherwise sustain. Philips engaged in similar shenanigans with almost its entire portfolio of products in France, everything from kitchen appliances to vacuum cleaners to electric toothbrushes and trimmers. Pioneer spanned the widest geographical range, with 12 affected EU member states going for the geographic win. I think it was at the domination victory, I think, for civilization. Anyway, but yeah, 12 EU member states, including Germany, France, and the UK. All of these companies have cooperated with the European Commission, and for that cooperation, they got a 40% discount on their fines. 40% off.
Oh joy.
That's reasonable. Asus, though, will still have to pay $74.4 million. Denon and Marantz will pay $9 million. Philips, $34.9 million. And Pioneer, $11.9 million.
So Asus is the biggest perpetrator
Asus
here.
apparently owes the most money. They were the biggest.
By double over what Philips owes.
They were they were caught with the most stuff. Bad stuff.
The most price fixing.
I don't know. It's like like when you're playing Uno and somebody goes out and you have to pay for all the cards that are still in your hand.
Is that what
So
happens?
that's what happened with I mean, if you're keeping score.
Oh. Who the hell keeps score in Uno? I didn't even know that was a thing.
How would you not keep score? How are you going to tell who wins?
It's just whoever
The Uno tournament.
whoever goes out first is the winner.
Yeah, of one game.
Yeah, and then you play a new game. And there's a new winner. I'm a casual Uno player because I wasn't aware that there was anything more than casual Uno play.
Uno, there's, you know, when you play Uno, you have to set up your brackets, you know, with the with various teams.
What? It's not.
You usually go with double elimination. You know, if you come in as a high-ranked team, you might get a bye in the first round. It's all.
Uno is not
official
and
rulebook.
should not be a competitive game. This is like having a GTA 5 online tournament. It's ridiculous. Absolutely preposterous.
You don't know shit about Uno. Let's move on.
Clearly.
Valve has banned over 60,000 Steam accounts, smashing its previous record. Valve's always very proud of banning. Who's it banned? Scammers. Right?
Sure.
It bans people who deserve to be banned.
I'm sure no one's banned.
Presuming, of
incorrectly.
course, that all of these assholes deserve to be banned. This actually occurred about a week ago. 60,000 accounts were banned on Tuesday, July 17th via the Valve anti-cheat system, or VAC. This was the largest VAC wave in the platform's history. And it's the article seems slightly. I'm slightly confused by the way it says this, because it says 60,000 Steam accounts were banned on Tuesday, and then it says, but Wednesday morning the ban hammer really started swinging with 28,411 accounts being banned throughout the day. So does that mean that it's a total of 88,000
I think
accounts
so, yeah.
that were banned? That's what it seems to be saying. So why wouldn't you put that in the headline instead of your 60,000? All I'm saying is PC Games Zen, you got to lead. You got to lead with your numbers.
With your
you
strongest,
got to draw.
best foot
that's
forward.
what gets the eyeballs. The stats. You got to tell them how many people died.
We could write this shit.
So anyway, just clarifying that.
It was a child.
Valve's VAC system watches over a number of games, including Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CS:GO, Dota 2, Call of Duty series, and Ark Survival Evolved. Valve's zero tolerance. Speaking of tolerance, Valve's zero tolerance policy, much like mine when I drink beer, means that their ban will never be overturned. So these people are banned forever.
Firm.
Forever.
They're firm. Standing their
Forever
ground.
banned from
like that.
Steam.
Forever banned.
Unless they open a new account.
Then,
But
yeah.
then they would have to link that new account with a different phone number, and they would have to buy their games all over again. Which, buying the games all over again is
That's got to be probably the hardest part.
getting a different phone number is
Pretty easy. You should use anyone
Uh,
else's phone number.
yeah.
Someone in your
just
house.
use- Yeah, just punch in random numbers, and hope you never have to do account recovery.
Or verification.
All right. I don't have notes for this story, but I did want to at least point out that it has been published. Backblaze is a company. They run data centers, but they run it in a kind of unique way in that they use consumer hard drives, and often used consumer hard drives in their data centers. So they have a methodology that is basically assuming the drives will fail. So they use lots of drives. Some of them have shorter lifespans than others. And every quarter, they publish a report of how many drives they have in use and their failure rate. And this is not the most scientific breakdown of like overall drive failure rates, but it is somewhat interesting to look at. So if you've got that grain of salt, the taste on your lips, then you can proceed to look at some of these numbers. And again, I apologize for not having notes for these, but reporting period was for Q2, that's April to June 2018. They use drives ranging in size from 4 terabytes up to 10 terabytes, and you can see how many drives of each type they actually used. They're from HDST, Seagate, Toshiba, and Western Digital. So for instance, some of the drives that they only have a few of down here, you definitely should not assume this is any sort of indication as to the overall failure rate of the drives, because you need a massive sample size in order to really determine that. However, some drives, like Seagate's 4 terabyte ST4000 here, they had 27,000 of those going. So a 1.85% failure rate there on that many drives, that's pretty decent.
It's the highest one there.
It's not awesome.
Oh no,
but
it's second
but
highest.
it's decent. Well, the highest, if
third.
you're looking at actual annualized
Third.
failure rate, is
Third.
going to be
Third highest.
this 4 terabyte HDST, but they only had 78 drives and one of them failed, so that was why that was a relatively high count there. So anyway,
They had 2 million. Oh wait, that's days. Okay, drive days.
yeah, it's how many days the
Gotcha.
drive days, so it's that many drives times
Running
the days
that.
they were in use.
I see.
There's also, what is this one? This is from April to June, inclusive. What's the difference between these two charts? I don't know. 1.8%, 1.08%.
Different dates.
Well,
April
I'm not
2013.
gonna.
Reporting period: April 2013 to June 2018.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the
So
top
sorry.
one.
This is their lifetime. This is for everything. You're right, Kyle. I
okay.
thought the 3 was an 8 there, and I was like, wait, no, this is still Q3.
I see.
So this is, you can see all of the drives that they've used from many different places.
Why are they using Comic Sans for
So
the
if
font?
if you want the drive that's been used that they had the most, the Seagate 12 terabyte here.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Anyway,
The WD.
we could have to sit here and sort of crunch these numbers to get some. Oh look, here they did that.
Yay.
8 terabyte consumer drives have a 1.1% annualized failure rate. Enterprise drives have a 1.2% annualized failure rate. Oh my god.
What?
Why are we buying enterprise drives
Wait.
when consumer drives fail slightly less?
That makes no
According to
sense.
them. But wait, no. Never mind. As of Q2 2018, 8 terabyte consumer drives, 1.03%, enterprise 0.97. So see, you just got to give it time. Give it time.
That's so slight, though. That's such like a... It's like an...
Yeah, when you run a data
negligible-
center, though, that's significant.
Is it? 0.06%? Very significant?
Yeah, it's money. That equals money right there.
For the amount of money extra that you're paying for enterprise drives, is it worth the 0.06% failure rate?
It's peace of mind, Kyle. It's peace of mind that you have that much less of a failure
We
rate.
need a money per failure rate percentage point ratio chart benchmark.
That's what there've been a few times when another publication has taken these Backblaze reports and then like actually made some graphs, and it's always fun when that happens. But I added this one kind of late to today's lineup, so I did not do that.
Yeah.
Okay. One last little story here. This one was kind of fun. First, this is a two-parter. So this is the Gamers Nexus hardware news they published yesterday, which has multiple things that they talked about. But the thing I wanted to specifically talk about was the fake quote-unquote phases on B450 motherboards, which is this is Gamers Nexus reporting based on a Buildzoid video, where he took a look at some of these upcoming B450 motherboards, and pictures of their actual MOSFET layout, power delivery, and he determines that I'm going to read this off so I don't screw it up too much. They said that we've seen boards in the past that do doubling schemes where they go two high side, two low side, and two chokes, all driven by one driver, and they call it two phases. But Gigabyte axed the high side MOSFET on the B450, resulting in one high side, two low side, two chokes, and one driver. So it's basically removing more componentry from that power delivery ABCD that it goes through when you're going from the 12 volt that the power supply delivers to the more finite amount of voltage that the CPU is actually able to use. But it's sort of a tricky way that they did it in order to potentially still be able to say, oh, we have this 8-phase power delivery on this, inexpensive B450 motherboard, when they're leaving out some key components which could actually affect that power delivery and result in lesser performance for the board. Steve's video talks a little bit more about that. I'm not going to go further onto it right now, but upside is that after talking about this, publishing it, it does look like they've had some direct response from the industry, in that ASRock and Gigabyte have now both updated their product pages. So so ASRock and Gigabyte, after catching that critique and Buildzoid just pointing out like, hey, this really isn't kind of a legitimate configuration. Like, it reminded me a little bit, it's not exactly the same thing, but like AMD's older 8-core processors, like the 8150 and stuff, like the old bulldozers and stuff. There were some complaints about that because of resource sharing between the various cores, that they weren't true 8-core processors, and in certain benchmarks that did actually play out. So good job, Buildzoid, for going in there and like having the detailed look at that he did, because there's not many people who go into that level of detail and have that amount of knowledge about the various surface mounted components and whatever that go on the motherboard, so that they can look at it and see how it's all lined up there.
Right.
I certainly can't do that.
Nope.
But
leave that to the pros.
wanted to point that out. Anyway,
Well, cool.
both links are in the description if you guys want to check that out further.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Very true. I'm all congested. Okay. Let's us move on, though. That is pretty much all I've got for my half of the show. Sorry, this is a little bit shorter than usual.
That's okay. My
But,
half's pretty short too. So
Kyle's got a short half too.
you're not alone.
We're both shorties today.
Both
We're going to quickly run through some donation comments once again. Happy birthday, Sel. All this money goes to him and not us.
Yay!
Goes to Sel. So starting with Guido Salducci, $5 donation. Wait, I should put the little thing up there. There we go, that's better. He said, currently rebuilding my 1700X RG Strix 1070 Ti system, cleaning out the dust and such while watching the show. I'll tag you on Twitter with clean pics.
Yeah,
Thank you,
clean
Guido.
pics.
I wish you best of luck.
Give me them clean
That's
pics.
that's a very, like, I feel like you're getting work done while you watch our show, which is weird. Because normally I don't feel like the show is work. But it kind of is. But not really.
It's not work for us, but at least other people watching it can work at the same time. Probably because, you know, we try to keep this show as easy for the mind as possible. In fact, you probably lose brain cells when watching this show.
Yeah, I don't think anyone...
So it only makes
learns
sense that
very
you're
much.
able to take on other tasks simultaneously.
Thank you, Guido. Tigrum01 with $10 R. What is R?
Rupees?
Romulan?
Ramen.
Ramen. $10 ramen. $10
$10
in ramen.
10 ramen bucks.
Tigrum says, "Hello, Kyle and Paul. Should I buy the new GTX or a good box of cold beer? I don't think those are going to be the exact same price. It'd be more like buying, you know, a lot of boxes of cold beer or the new GTX.
Depends on the
But
beer.
True. I think long term, there are some very expensive beers out there. I think long term, you'll be more happy with the new graphics card. Because you buy the new graphics card and you can play games on it forever.
For years. Whereas a
And
beer
then
will
the
probably
beer,
last you
like-
a night.
And you'll probably, like, after you buy the graphics card, you know, give yourself a week or two or a month or so. And then you'll probably be able to scrape together some money to buy some beer, too. And you can have your cake and eat it, too. That's always fun. Thank you for your donation, though.
Good advice.
Baja Truck Guy, $5 donation, says, "Happy birthday, Cell."
Woo!
That is a great way to say happy birthday.
Thanks, Baja.
Cash money, thanks, Baja Truck Guy. Grim Ripper 1080, $10.69.
Specific.
I'm editing a 10-second video right now. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. I completely feel you there. The shorter you want to make the video, if you're like, I'm going to make 1-minute videos, that's it's a bad idea. That's why Linus didn't make his tech quickie. He didn't make it like 5-minute tech or whatever.
It's too hard.
Because it's too hard. He made it as fast as possible, which is non-specific, which means
Right.
whatever the length, which really means nothing.
If you promise 5 minutes, it's going to take you
Yes.
100 minutes more.
So we feel your pain. But he says, anyway, what beer would you recommend to a new drinker? I've tried Bud and whatnot, but don't like the alcoholic bland taste.
I got started on Fat Tire.
Fat Tire. Fat Tire is a good.
That was
I
the
think that's
that
a
was the
good
first
option.
beer that kind of like got my feet wet a little bit with like craft beer.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
good.
nothing
It's
too bold, nothing too adventurous, but something that definitely tastes a lot more full-bodied, has a bit thicker body than Bud Light and stuff, than the crappy American domestic beers. That was my gateway beer, and it opened up a whole load of doors to other great beers. Arrogant Bastard also, I have to say. One of the first
Is
beers
that an entry, like
It depends on how bold he
a
is.
new drinker?
Because I liked it the first time I had it, but not everyone's going to be the same. So
Yeah,
I like the
Arrogant
Fat
Bastard.
Tires.
I might have a hard time with Arrogant Bastard right out of the gate, but
sure.
Yeah, somebody recommended Sam Adams. I think Sam Adams is a good option.
Yeah.
Newcastle is a decent brown ale.
Newcastle, Firestone.
Just find an amber. Find an amber. Anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something malty, with a little malt. Avoid pilsners because that's basically what all American domestic beers are.
Yeah.
There are much better pilsners out there, like from Europe and stuff, but they might still taste a little bit too similar for you.
MB67 said
Starting
Anchor
out.
Steam. It's from San Francisco. That's a good one too. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yep.
Okay, there's so many good beers.
Red Stripe is Jamaican.
Hopefully some
a
of
good
these have provided good suggestions for you. Michael Levote, $10, says happy birthday, Cell.
Hey,
Thank you, Michael, and happy birthday.
short
to
and
Cell.
sweet. MB67, $35.
Oh my God.
Woo! Happy birthday, Cell.
Thank you, sir.
Paul, I hope that you had a great time at Comic-Con. Sure.
I
Who
did.
gives a shit if I had a great
did.
time at Comic-Con, MB? I don't care.
My main goal was to make sure Kyle didn't have a good time.
Yeah, and you succeeded.
The whole
'cause
time I was just like poking him and took his camera and threw it on the ground.
You didn't even have to because I had to be with you all weekend. That was bad enough.
He kept appearing in his vlog and
Piece of shit.
tell him his vlog was stupid.
You look stupid.
No, we both had a really good time. At
Yeah, it was
Comic-Con.
great.
Steve was there too.
Yeah,
It's good. It's good stuff.
got to bro out. Touch each other's dicks. All
Pup
right.
Shepherd.
Pup Shepherd,
$5.
Speaking of dicks, I saw Jay's should you wait for 1180 video? I was thinking.
You just said, speaking of dicks, I saw Jay's.
No,
that is what you just said. Somebody clip that. We need a clip of that right now.
Even Jay admits to being a dickhole. That's it. That's his coined
I know,
phrase.
but that's just a very
It's seamless.
Speaking of dicks, I saw shit like that. That's what you said.
Initially I was actually thinking about Pup Shepherd because he's Pup Shepherd. I won't go into further detail as to why I'm connecting the dots there. But I guess it works in multiple ways, and that's a beautiful thing. Yep. So anyway, I saw Jay's "Should You Wait for the 1180" video. I was thinking I have a 980 Ti on an FX 8350. I can get 40 to 120 FPS, medium to high settings to extreme at wide quad HD.
There's a chance, depending on the game you're playing, that your FX 8350 is holding your 980 back a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially WQHD. I mean, you're talking higher than 1080 resolution. But that said, you have a pretty decent setup right now.
980 Ti is still a great card. And I would say a platform upgrade is in order.
If your question is whether or not you should wait for the 1080 or for the 1180, then yes, you should, because right now I think you're doing all right.
Me too.
Yeah,
you're solid.
But yeah, save your money, and then once that comes out, I would recommend saving it for a whole system upgrade. I mean, if you've already got a pretty mid to high end kind of configuration, and upgrading from there, you want to go higher end. So I would want one of the newer platforms. Whether you're talking Intel or AMD.
Yep. Bazinga X, $10. How are your solar cells working out? Sorry, would be more last week. Bad week.
Oh, that's okay. Bazinga, thank you. Solar cells are working great, although right now, because it's super hot, certainly not. Like, I'm using about I can't get my percentages right. Like, I'm generating about this much with the solar, and I'm using about this much energy overall. So I'm definitely using more than I'm generating right now. The battery helps me use all of the solar that I generate, which is cool. But this is the months of the year when in the original charts that they give you, where they look at your energy usage and like how much they expect to be generating, this is the time of year when the usage is definitely going to be higher than what it's able to put out, just because can't run the AC all the time on my array. I would need more solar panels and stuff in order to do that.
Right.
But it's still making me use significantly less overall than I would be otherwise.
It's cool. I'm glad that's working out for you.
Yeah.
Kickin' Wings 723, $5. Hey guys, I turned 21 yesterday. Happy birthday to you, sir. And finally sharing a beer with y'all. Keep doing what y'all do.
Cool.
And have a nice night. And Sal, enjoy a beer on me. Very nice.
Way to be responsible. Wait till you're 21 to enjoy that beer.
Yeah, that's what we recommend here on the show.
Yep.
And then you can be degenerate asshole afterwards. No, probably not. I mean,
drink responsibly.
Talk to me after the show. John Schoaf, $25. Love the show. Would love to send you some magical... Oh, no. I totally read that wrong. Some local Michigan beers to have on awesome hardware. Nothing magical about that. Or is there? Sounds magical to me. We would love to try some beer from Michigan.
Yeah, John, you're welcome to do that. People have been sending us things to drink and eat, and we keep drinking and eating them despite that. It's all been good. So, let's both of our P.O. boxes are usually in our video descriptions, so check out the video description for that. Mine's down there.
Yeah, and make sure that you pack your beer very well, because sometimes we get beer that has leaked because it wasn't packaged properly, and it's a real shame. So, bear that in mind.
Thank you, John.
Tyler Halligan, $30.
My God.
Whoa, hey guys, I never seem to be around for these, but I love your content and appreciate the time you take to provide us entertainment. You're welcome, Tyler.
We appreciate you donating money and commenting and watching, and Sel especially appreciates you donating money.
To the freaking yeah.
All right.
Michael Seacrest. $10. Looking to build my first gaming PC. Should I go X470 for forward compatibility?
Michael, it would probably be worth your while right now to hold out for not very long. We're not 100% sure, but not very long. It seems like until B450 launches. X470 is really only required if you're going to go for a two-way GPU configuration, which most people aren't going to do. That said, if you want to overclock then your mid-range to high-end X470 boards often have better power delivery setups. So if there's a board you like right now and it's not like super expensive, then you can go for it. If not, maybe hang out, see the B450 boards that come out, and see if there's one that's like not like low-end or entry-level, because you're gonna want to spend a little bit more to make sure that you can overclock.
Yeah.
That'd be.
We'll be talking about some B450 boards on my half of the show that are seemingly available.
Oh, good.
Yeah, a lot of options. So stay tuned. Tobin, $10. The PC I built that should be getting 100 FPS easy, and yet I only get 60 FPS. Any ideas? I can't send a link through this chat. If so, thank you. P.S. You guys are awesome.
Tobin, the first potential suspect there would be VSync. If you're getting 60 frames per second consistently, you might just have VSync on either in the game you're playing or the global VSync setting in the I don't know what GPU you have, but NVIDIA control panel has global settings.
Yeah.
that you can apply. If VSync is on, it's going to cap your frame rate at the same refresh rate that your monitor has, which is usually 60 hertz for most standard monitors, unless you have a higher refresh rate monitor.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be my. Without further information, that would be my first guess.
That's probably accurate.
Also, make sure you have up-to-date drivers with everything, and see if you can find other people who have very similar configurations to you when it comes to CPU and graphics card that have maybe tested the same games that you're playing, and see if you can get, a more direct comparison to somebody else who's using the same configuration to see where you should be at.
Yeah.
Hopefully that helps.
Atlas, $5. Do either of you have a guess as to when the new Evolve X will be available? Also, why did you rebrand it to Bitwit?
I don't know when the Evolve X will be available. Didn't they say a rough ETA? It's supposed to be this year.
I want to say October.
October?
I want to say October, because I remember thinking like, oh, that's like my birthday time, because I was born in October. So I want to say October. That sounds very familiar to me. I don't know if that's changed since then, but I'm pretty sure that's what they said at Computex. And as for the rebranded Bitwit question, there's a few reasons why I rebranded to Bitwit. I won't go too into detail because there's videos and stuff about it, but I just felt like it was a little bit more professional than Awesome Sauce Network, and I kind of outgrew it. I just outgrew that name, and I wasn't really happy with it. I just felt like it was time to
do the tattoo analogy and get over
time to change. Yep, the good old tattoo analogy. It's like a tattoo that you got when you were a teenager. You don't regret it. You've just outgrown it. And that's kind of how I still feel about the old Awesome Sauce, even though it has a special place in my heart.
I always feel so peaceful when you say that.
Yeah. It fills me with my Zen is centered and everything. Not to be a AMD pun or anything.
It's very wise.
Yes. But if you would like to contribute to the Bitwit cause, I also have a just really quick plug, a logo design contest that's just underway as of today. Cash prizes and all that. If you guys want to help me design a new logo for the channel, pretty much all skill levels and countries are eligible. So check that video out. But thank you very much for the donation, Atlas. Zacchaeus, $10. Happy birthday, Sal.
Happy birthday, Sal.
Yay, more money for Sal. Thank you very much for that donation. Randall Singleton, $10. I have 4 Corsair LED strips, 2 channel and 4 industrial NFF 12 connected to a Commander Pro. When I turn on my rig, the same 2 fans don't spin regardless of channel. I have to unplug and plug in while rig is on to make it work. When I turn on my rig, the same 2 fans don't spin up regardless of the channel. I have to unplug. That sounds like you have a power issue. Sounds like a hardware issue. That you...
Same 2 fans don't spin regardless of channel. Huh.
You have to unplug and plug in.
It sounds like it might be your Commander Pro is defective.
Yeah, it sounds like a hardware failure.
Because in my experience with the Commander Pros, if you're plugging in just the PWM fan power to it, like all the whatever's plugged in just spins up. Although I haven't delved into the software very much, so I don't know if there's anything in there, any setting in there that it might have tried to apply to the Commander Pro that it's got it messed up or something. But I would probably contact Corsair about that, because it seems like not the way that the Commander Pro should be working.
Definitely not.
Sorry, we can't give you more detailed response than that. But
good luck, Matt Bond.
Bond.
$5. When will you be finishing the HTPC, Paul? Gosh,
soon.
It's not like you've been working on like other amazing projects that require time, like building super fancy $10,000 custom water cooled PCs. What the hell are you doing with all your time, Paul?
I don't know.
Where's the stupid HTPC?
I need to figure that out.
God damn it!
There's still
I need my HTPC content, Paul.
There's still wood beetles in the piece of wood.
You owe me this.
I can't go and start preparing that piece of wood while there's still like little wood shavings that poop out of it every so often because there's wood beetles in it. So I'm just like waiting. I'm like maybe they'll just die and then that won't happen anymore. But then every once in a while, like oh no, there's another little pile down there. So I probably need to take it back to where I originally got it and have him re-kiln it in order to kill those. Like that's probably. Honestly, what I need.
So will there be like a wood beetle video first that precedes the HTTP
that, or just
video?
get my drill and like everywhere there's a little wood beetle hole, I just attack it and drill it, and try to drill it out.
They're like wood. They're like wood gophers.
Yeah. So
you need to bomb those efforts.
I still want to do it, but yeah, I need to figure that out, Matt. Thank you for continuing to encourage me to finish my HTPC build.
Encourage.
Yes.
Good choice of words.
Yeah.
Good choice of words, Paul. Andrew Schweier, 5 Canadiers, 1 beer for sale. Yeah, you can get a pretty good beer out of $5.
Thanks, Andrew.
Or you can get like 3 beers if you're buying a 6-pack. So really, Cell has his options laid out for him. Thanks to you, Mr. Schweier. We appreciate your donation, even if it is from a Canadian. Oh. Whipped cream, I forgot I had that.
How long has that been in there?
That's been there for a while. I wouldn't trust it. Not that I would trust whipped cream much in general, but especially one that's been in that fridge for
Whipped cream is
months on end. Okay, ooh, busting out the stouts. Look at this. Modern Times beer, coffee roasty stout. This is delicious. And it's from San Diego, where we just were at Comic-Con.
Yay.
So relevant.
Ryan.
Tobin, $5. Ryzen 3 MSI Gaming M7 with 2 GTX MSI 1070 Ti's in SLI with 32 gigs of DDR4. I can't send a PC part picker link. You know, it's really a shame when you have such a high-end system and it doesn't even let you send links. It just sounds like such a waste of hardware. Oh, I'm probably reading that wrong.
Ryzen 3.
I'm just kidding. Don't freak out, chat.
So
I don't know.
I'm not sure what you're
isn't-
asking, Tobin.
Yeah, there's not really a question here. I think maybe he's asking if the part selection's good.
Is that a good build? Everything
No.
seems pretty high. All right,
No,
don't go 1070 Ti SLI.
especially with the Ryzen 3.
Go with a single 1080 Ti if that's
Yeah.
what you're thinking about.
Or
And
hold out.
your Ryzen 3 is by far the low, the bottleneck in this one.
Yeah.
But I'd say with a 1080 Ti and 32 gigs of DDR4, that maybe like a 1700 or a 2700 would be a good choice.
Yeah.
Just make sure you get like an 8-core. You want something
Yeah.
to balance that out.
Or a 6-core hyper-threaded Intel chip. And I would potentially hold out to see what NVIDIA has to offer in the realm of next-gen graphics cards.
Yes.
Riot 4564, $7. I love your channels. How would I work for y'all? And you guys are great. Well, if we really needed help from the masses, and let's say we had a job opening, I'm sure that we would, I know I would probably like create a video. I'd upload a video saying, I need help. Send in your resumes and applications. This is what I'm looking for. I'll let you know when I need one of your help. One of yours helpsness specifically. But right now I'm good. I'm a little ragtag team and I'm enjoying it.
I don't have any openings available, unfortunately.
No. But maybe eventually.
I've
One day.
never really aspired to be a job creator.
Yeah, I'm not an Elon Musk type. I mean,
But maybe
I'm
someday.
as wealthy as him. But
We expand slowly but steadily. That's kind of the MO here. I overextend ourselves. But thank you, Riot. You just a bunch of
Did I?
yeah, you
Sorry.
nonsense in there. Okay.
All right.
Wishbone.
Wishbone, $5. Would it be weird to see a flashed or overclocked Atari Jaguar or TurboGrafx 16, etc., to be benched? Maybe liquid metal and water cooling on them.
That's really old. TurboGrafx 16 is like, wow, that's really old. Atari Jaguar is, I don't know.
Could you even
which one's
overclock
older.
that?
I mean, I'm sure there's a way if you really, really knew what you were doing and you could get in and like modify firmware and stuff like that. But I don't know how you would benchmark a TurboGrafx 16. Like, you could play Altered Beast at like 144 FPS, like on a high refresh rate display or something. I don't know. That would be like I like this from a conceptual standpoint. There's so many questions about how you would actually do it. But I would be curious, you know, if someone made that video, I'd watch it.
I'm too young and I don't even know what those things are.
TurboGrafx 16, so Nintendo, the original Nintendo, the NES,
Yes.
came out in like
Familiar with that? Had one.
came out in the US in, gosh, 1987, 1988.
Yeah,
I
I think it was
want
87.
to say something like that.
Yeah.
But that was an 8-bit system. So after it was out for a few years, and it sort of proved that there was a pretty big market for a home console. Like, it did really well. It was very successful. These successor consoles, kind of the beginning of the whole console procedure of like new consoles coming out every year or every couple years and trying to maintain, you know, establish dominance and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The second generation, or the generation of stuff that came out after the Nintendo was all 16-bit.
Okay, got it.
So TurboGrafx 16
Was a 16-bit
was
console?
a 16-bit console that came out after Nintendo.
Was it by a company called TurboGrafx, or was it?
Yeah, I don't know
Atari?
much about the original company. All I know is my friend up the street had one, and I would go over there. He also had the first ever CD player that I used.
Wow.
He got the Vanilla Ice.
Ice
He
Baby.
got the Vanilla Ice single. Yeah, so he listened to Ice Ice Baby.
Nice.
That's how I learned Ice Ice Baby, was from the liner notes of that CD. Anyway, so people
Fun
are saying
facts.
NEC, really? NEC made the TurboGrafx 16. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that.
More you know.
If chat is to believe, if Twitch chat is to believed, and they're usually pretty on the ball.
Yeah. it says right
NEC
there.
made. All right, TurboGrafx 16. There it is.
There it is.
Anyway, we've given a long answer to this. That would be kind of cool, but I don't know how you would do it, I guess is really the final answer there.
Right.
But thank you, Wishbone. Drew
Food for thought.
Pickard,
Pickard.
$5.
Pickard.
I am now more hyped for the HTPC now that I know it will be a man versus bug battle royale.
Man versus bug.
Sounds a lot more. Sounds a lot more hyped up than it's like what I feel like it would actually be. But you know, I'll try to embrace that.
Yeah. You could use that as your
Maybe
clickbait
I'll
title.
imply that they're aliens or something.
There you
who
go.
Infested it.
Not of this world. Jason Christoph, $9.99. Happy birthday, Cell. Paul wins your Comic-Con vids, and Kyle, nice glasses. Thank you.
Jason, my Comic-Con vid should go up tomorrow.
Nice.
Kyle's Comic-Con vid is already up on Floatplane.
Tis.
And then our videos, I think, are going to overlap a decent amount. So
Yes.
yeah, mine should go up tomorrow.
Did you edit yours already?
Joe edited mine.
Oh. You let Joe edit your vlogs? I always edit my vlogs myself because I feel like they're so personal. Like, what if I, like, flash my dick in one of them, in one of the shots, you know? Then Joe or whoever's editing for me just saw my dick.
I don't know how I would have had time to do everything I've done between when we got home on Sunday and now without having Joe edit
Yeah,
that
that's true.
vlog. Like, I just...
Yeah. I know. It wasted my
Yeah.
entire yesterday just
We'll
editing
see.
that piece of crap.
Yeah, you see?
But it's a good vlog.
It's a good vlog.
They're both, I'm
Check
sure,
it out.
great vlogs.
Okay.
Vloggy.
Xenonuke.
Xenonuke. $5. Hi, Paul. Greetings from Trinidad
Oh my
and
God.
Tobago.
That's so... I feel like you must be listening to, like,
Are those real places?
Trinidad and Tobago's of their islands.
It's an island?
Yeah.
They have internet there? I'm just purposely being as ignorant as possible.
It's like it's a popular vacation destination, like a
Holy
Fiji
Trinidad?
or a Hawaii or something like that. Like go Google image search Trinidad and Tobago right now,
Just
and
both of them?
tell me you wouldn't rather be there right now than here.
Wait, it's 2 islands? That's or like the name of
I
it is
honestly
just
I don't
one-
know. I've always been somewhat confused by the name Trinidad and Tobago because it's like 2 names. Is it more than one island?
Oh,
yeah,
Tobago.
See, Trinidad,
Okay.
it is 2 islands. I was right.
Then why not just say one or the other where you're at? I'm on Tobago or I'm on
Because
Trinidad.
it's 2 islands that's the same
They like
country,
they're like
like the Cayman Islands. There's multiple islands, one
then shouldn't
central
just
government.
be called the Trinidad Island? That's
I don't
weird.
know.
The country's the name of two islands?
Yes,
Why don't we call it like the Hawaiian Islands or like the Hawaii
because it's
like-
not Hawaii. It's Trinidad.
but like
All right,
Hawaii
all right,
and
all right.
Oahu.
What?
Hawaii and Maui.
There's-
Hawaii,
there's
Maui,
like
and Kauai.
5 or 6 or 7 plus Hawaiian islands. You couldn't
Exactly.
list them all off.
Exactly. You don't call it Hawaii, Maui, and
Should just call it the Trinidads. The Trinidads
yeah,
instead of.
that sounds way better. Trinidad and Tobago doesn't make any sense to
I
an
feel
ignorant
like the
American.
citizens of Tobago would be pretty pissed off by that. Tobago? Is it Tobago?
Oh, now we
Tobago?
can't pronounce it.
I don't know.
Great. First of all, we don't think it makes sense. Now we don't even know how to say it.
Trinidad and Toboggan.
Toboggan. Toboggan.
Okay. All right. Let's
Okay.
get to his actual question.
Oh yeah.
I had to use a VPN to send this. What? Okay.
See, I knew there was something up with their
appreciate
internet.
your willingness to go through that.
I was right.
I would like to thank you for your guidance in building my new gaming PC. You're very welcome. Thank
Yeah.
you for saying thank you. Thank you for the donation. I apologize if we have offended you or any of the other citizens of your fine country
I don't.
in our complete lack of knowledge.
It's Tobago.
Tobago? Tobago sounds.
Tobagos is what some person said.
I usually hear it in the Olympics. you know?
Trinidad and Tobacco.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Accurate.
Trinidad and no. Okay. Let's.
I wonder if he's on Trinidad or Tobago.
That's also a good question, but we may never know.
I guess not. Retro Game God, $5. Your show is my favorite. Look forward to it every week. Thank you for all you guys do.
Thank you, Retro
You're
Game
welcome.
God.
Thank you for making all those awesome retro games. I didn't realize there was a god that we could thank for that, but now I know. We should be giving
Got
you
afraid
$5.
of the god of retro games. If you wanna, I mean, hey, it's kind of a theme for this this little bit here. We've been talking about TurboGrafx 16 and stuff.
I was like, gods? That's been a theme? No.
No, the retro
Yes.
games.
Retros.
Thank you, Retro Game God.
Nathan Hardy, $5. Would you guys drink a home brew? And if so, what's your preference?
Well,
homebrew.
Nathan, all right.
A home brew? Yeah, I'd drink a home brew. Assuming that you would definitely poison it and it would
Yeah, just like
end in our dying.
don't put any poison in there. That's fine.
Yeah. Just no
Like,
poison is the only requirement. Or laxatives, that would suck too. Mainly
It's-
poison though.
It's
Like I don't want to die or have diarrhea.
like I feel like there's a 99.8% chance that anything that shows up and we drink will be like, homebrew, delicious, whatever.
But there on
And
that
then
off
there's that
chance,
little chance that somebody sends us something that like gets us both pregnant or something. Like I don't know how that works.
it's
but
like if you ever went trick or treating nowadays and someone handed you like, here's a slice of a macaroni casserole that I just made. Like, would you eat that shit? Just something that some random person made themselves with their own hands.
Is it like a 3 cheese macaroni casserole? Like what were we talking about?
Only 2 cheese.
Well, no, obviously not.
And it was like the
It's like they didn't
The-
even put the thought into it to get a third.
and
type
not
of
like
cheese.
the creamy Velveeta cheese, just like shitty Kraft
You're
bullshit.
You're not really selling it here.
And they used water instead. Okay. Yeah, they used water instead of milk. So it wasn't even like super creamy. It was like kind of watery.
Answer still no. Then
So if they did use milk and it was creamy and it was 3 cheeses, you'd take the risk.
I mean, I'd like taste it. You have to see if it's good.
But
and
the
then if it's
tasting
good,
could inevitably kill you. That could be enough poison.
You would probably taste the part that didn't have the poison in it.
They mix. That's not how it works, Paul. You're misunderstanding how cooking works. fundamentally, all that shit's mixed together.
Not necessarily. Maybe they added the poison after it was all cooked. Just
It's like
to one specific, like there's one macaroni full of poison.
It's like if you chopped off some dude's...
As long as you could eat the entire rest of the bowl.
That's like if you chopped off some dude's hand and his blood.
If it's 3 cheese.
If my blood got all over you and I was like, sorry, I have AIDS. And you were like, no, it's okay. Or if you were like, oh no, Kyle has AIDS, and I'm like, no, it's fine because the AIDS is only in this part of my blood.
That's not the same thing. That's
the same thing.
Remotely the same thing.
No, it is the same. Like, I only have AIDS in my feet. Only the feet and my blood. The blood in my feet have AIDS, but, you know, the rest of it hasn't.
I really lost track of where you veered off about.
I am making perfect sense, okay?
Where did AIDS come from?
It was a metaphor.
Talking about 3 cheese macaroni.
It was a metaphor for mac and cheese, which was a metaphor for the beer that he's gonna.
Lives.
So the beer is the AIDS, which is also the mac and cheese. It's like it's the holy Trinidad and toboggan of what we're talking about.
Happy birthday, Sel.
Happy birthday, Sel. We love you.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Can we move on from this?
I do not know what's going on right now.
I don't either.
Alright, so thank you, Nathan. Bazinga X $5 donation. Kyle is a Libra.
What?
Balance, stability, sense of justice. Kyle stable.
Really?
So Bazinga saying Kyle's stable. Really? You're a Libra and you're stable. Rafflemal.
I'm much more stable when I haven't been drinking.
Rolfulcopter. October 18th here, but 1960, so a little older. Bazinga.
Nice.
You're repping the what generation does that make you if you're born in 1960? Are you a baby? Are you a baby boomer? I don't know.
Maybe.
Are you the greatest generation? No, greatest generation is older than that.
Baby boomer. Oh, 1960 to 64. During timelines. Baby boomers are between 46 and 64. Yeah, he's a baby boomer.
All right. Well, thank you, Bazinga, for your donation.
And that's very accurate. I'll have you know
for helping to heal the.
About me, I am balanced and stable, and I do have a sense of justice. I'm basically Batman on a tightrope.
Yes, indeed. Cell said that's actually very good. Cell just put the suggestion here, and I completely agree. We should probably cut this off. Guys who have made donations, your donations aren't going anywhere, but we're going to address them on the second half of the show.
Yep.
For now, we're going to cut off my half of the show with some quick shout-outs to anyone who has bought stuff from us.
Sure.
Which I probably need to be logged into my actual...
Yeah. Oh, shit. Where's my phone?
Where's your phone, Kyle?
No, it's fine. I can look it up here.
I have 3 Johnsons to shout out.
You only have
Nathan H. from West Virginia. Johnson, to you, thank you very much. Got the thumbscrew keycap and the 20-ounce English pub glass. Both great choices, great selections. Miles B. from Arizona. Also a Johnson for you. The gaming mousepad thumbscrew desk mat set. The thumbscrew Oxblood t-shirt, ever popular. And the Tri-Blend, also thumbscrew t-shirt. Thank you, Miles. And those shirts are going to be super soft and comfy for you. Finally, Corwin G from Texas got the pub glass. And a big old Johnson for you as well, Corwin. Thank you, and may you drink many drinks out of it forever and ever. Yes. Kyle, any Johnsons?
Let me know if there's any double Johnsons here. Nathan H. Evolution Gaming.
There's double Johnson.
Double Johnson, Nathan. CPU cooler gaming mouse pad as well. Timed perfectly, right in between breaths.
Pretty good.
And then we've also got Corbin G, with a Bitwit Words in a Circle pint glass. You got one of these babies, one of these bad boys. Thank you very much, sir. Totally worth it.
That's a double Johnson for Corbin.
Hey, Corbin.
Corbin double Johnson.
And then one more for Dion. Dion B. B. Evolution Heather Dark Gray T-shirt. Johnson to you.
Dion B sounds like some like a sexy alphabet porn.
Dion B.
Get it?
Okay,
sorry. That's all for my half of the show. Thank you guys so much for watching Awesome Hardware episode 156.
Sorry.
If you're not impressed, You
Yet.
should be.
Yeah, you're a tough crowd.
And definitely stick around. If you're watching Twitch, don't go anywhere. We are continuing the live stream. If you're watching on YouTube, link to Kyle's half, 156-B is in the description. So click on that. We'll be continuing the stream momentarily. It's going to continue to be awesome. And
it will.
happy birthday, Sal.
Happy birthday, Sal.
Bye, guys.